All right, we got question number 8, which is from CSS 2025 ability paper, where we are given some data. These distances are covered by a train in 5 minutes, okay, in 5 successive minutes, like 68 meters that is covered in 1 minute. In the second minute, we have 127 and so on. And in the next 5 minutes, the train maintains an average speed of 33 kilometers per hour. Now what we are asked is to find out the total distance covered by train, it means in 10 minutes, and an average speed to cover this total distance. So let me move ahead to the solution, and in the solution, as you can see, what we are asked to determine is the total distance covered by the train, maybe in 10 minutes. And that is only possible if we determine the distance covered by train in first 5 minutes and then in the next 5 minutes. So let's determine the train distance covered in the first 5 minutes, and that is already known. What we have to do is just to sum them all, like maybe 68, 127, 208 meters, 312 of course, and then lastly we have 535 meters. So this is actually 1250 meters, the distance covered in the first 5 minutes. Next, we have to determine the distance covered by the train in the next 5 minutes. And that is possible from the given speed, that is 33 kilometers per hour, okay? So what we have to do is just to divide this speed by 60, because the speed is given per hour and we need it, of course, per minute, because the given data that is mentioned in minutes, okay? Also, we have to determine the distance in meters, because on the left hand side, as you can see, the distance is been calculated in meters. So let's determine the same distance. It means the distance covered by the train in the next 5 minutes in meters. Okay. Now, in order to convert kilometers into meters, what we have to do is just to multiply this with 1000, because 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters. Now do some maths. We can get, of course, 550 meters per minute. This is the speed, of course. Now in order to determine the distance, of course, we have to remove that minute, okay? This speed is actually in 5 minutes, so we have to multiply this with 5. Now minute cross each other, and of course we have the distance, which is 2750 meters. It means the total distance is now, which is covered by the train, that is actually 1250 meters. This is in the first 5 minutes, plus 2750, which is in the next 5 minutes, and that is of course 4000 meters, or you can say 4 kilometers. For the next requirements, as you can see, we have the total distance that is just known now, which is 4 kilometers. Now we can determine the average speed, and it is possible if we divide the distance covered by the train by the total time. As you can see, we have the distance covered, which is 4 kilometer, and we will divide that by the total time, which is 1 over 6 hour, you can say, or you can say 10 minutes. That is the same thing, is 1 over 6 hour. Okay, so 4 by 1 over 6, and that is of course 24 kilometer per hour. And we have the final result, which is of course the total distance, that is 4000 meters or 4 kilometer, and the average speed, which is 24 kilometer per hour. See you in the next video.